Imagine first moving to Edmonton, a land of opportunity. You soon find a place to rent, work a career downtown that pays average, and you start your new life. But one day, in the middle of this economic recession, you receive the dreaded news from your boss and are handed your termination papers. You're driving home that day thinking,
how am I going to pay my bills? Where am I going to get gas money? Money for food, money to pay my hydro bill, my cell phone bill, or even rent.
You decide to take the weekend to knock on doors to search for work, but for some reason, nobody's calling you back. Perhaps nobody is hiring at this time. Or maybe you're just not fitting the bill of the right person for the job. Now, without money to pay your rent, a family to turn to, and no secure job or steady flow of income, could it be possible, does it ever cross your mind, by chance, that maybe, just maybe, you run the risk of becoming homeless?
On January 29, 2009, the Edmonton Committee to End Homelessness unveiled their plan on how they're going to be housing those who are looking for a place to live on our city streets, calling it a place to call home.
There are over 3,000 unhoused people living on our city streets, according to last year's Edmonton homeless count. If we don't face the issue as a city, it can potentially double the number of homeless on our streets over the next 10 years.
The plan has a number of clear goals and strategies. Most importantly, it's built on a housing first approach. So throughout the plan, that's the theme.
You house a person first, and then you build the supports around them.
The team spearheading the plan, called the Edmonton Homeless Commission, is looking at creating an action center in Edmonton for the homeless that refers them to landlords and will help pay their rent for a period of time until the once homeless person can find a good-paying job, receive the support they need while removing themselves from the cycle of poverty.
I got my own apartment finally after 4 years of being on the street.
Most jobs out here, they pay like $10 an hour. So when it comes to the end of the month and you have that check to pay, and then you have to pay $600 worth of rent.
You know, just the comforts of home, like a kitchen and a bed, and it's just something I missed for 4 years.
Free rent is really helping me out, so.
Although the Housing First concept may not be successful for every man or woman who goes through the program, it is a step to getting homeless people into homes right away and off the streets.
You're not going to force anyone to do anything if they need addiction counseling, or if it's something in relation to mental health, or it's a drug addiction.
There's some people that, you know, even the concept of paying your utility bills, that sort of thing is completely foreign to them.
I think to get a lot of people off the streets, what we need to do is have a lot more affordable housing projects and co-ops where people pay a certain percentage of their wage. That way we can get a lot of the working poor off the street and focus on getting people who have addictions and psychiatric problems into more suitable environments.
And this is what the plan aims at completing over its 10-year span.
I think in the end, people need their own homes. And if someone needs to be in a community, more of a community setting, that's one thing. But in the end, they do need their own homes.
In reality, the price tag of homelessness can add up to $66,000 to $120,000 a year for every homeless man or woman in Edmonton. This is how much it costs to fund operating shelters, frequent emergency room visits, police, ambulance, and even court costs associated with homelessness. In the city's 10-year plan to end homelessness, it states that the estimated cost for us to chip in to house our homeless brothers and sisters is close to $97 million a year for 10 years.
The premise of the plan, though, is it really does cost more to maintain people in their homelessness than it does to house them. And ultimately, when the plan, all of the targets are met, it's going to actually save some money, but actually, and in the interim, have housed everybody that we've targeted.
The plan is calling on the Government of Canada and Province of Alberta to help out with the costs associated with eliminating homelessness in Edmonton.
I think if the funding is there, and if that political will remains there throughout the term of the 10 years, then I think it can be really successful. I think either way, you're going to see a lot of positive change.
We are already seeing commitments from the provincial government. They have made a very strong commitment to ending homelessness in the province, and with that have been funding some of the pilot projects. And frankly, I'm absolutely confident that if we meet our targets and we're proving that this works, we'll continue to get the resources.
Now that the Housing Commission, City Council, and the Alberta government are doing their part, how can Edmontonians help further the cause?
it's great when we have landlords that are on board with us and really get what we're trying to do and want to support that. And then also I think we really benefit from donations that people can give. You know, people need microwaves or need beds or anything. They haven't had anything.
It can be volunteering. It can be building awareness within your own community, getting involved in initiatives that you can directly assist with agencies who are ending homelessness.
They're the key. They build the trust, and through the trust and the relationship, then these people are strengthened and empowered to make choices that they can feel good about.
The Homeless Commission will meet again with City Council by July 31st, 2010 to outline the progress our city has made in eliminating homelessness.